Good evening, everyone. Guys, I hope I'm audible to everyone, right? I really hope I'm audible. Please let me know with your replies whether I'm audible or not. Audible to everyone, right? I really hope I'm audible. Please let me know with your replies whether I'm audible or not. Hello, Nikhil. Nikhil, if I'm just tell me if I'm audible or not, Mr. Nikhil. All right, thank you, Nikhil. Okay, so guys, let me start the session. Once again, good evening to all of you, right? So guys, as usual, like every day we have come up again, to practice a few sets of DI, right? You all know that in QT section, they ask only DI questions from last, few years, right? So it's become very important to practice DI and become perfect in this section, right? Perfect in these kind of questions. Okay, so today also we'll be practicing two sets, maybe more than two as well. Let's see that, right? How much the time permits. Okay, let's start the first set of the day. That is about a pie chart. So let's see what it says. The set is saying that the following pie chart represents the distribution of the project implementation cost of ABC Limited. All right. So this pie chart is representing what? The distribution of the project implementation cost of ABC Limited. All right. So total project cost is how much? It's 360 crore rupees. All right. And these are the different heads, right? So let's see what the cost of each head. All right. So in plant, the company is spending how much? Company is spending 100 crores. In machinery, it's 90 crores. In the administration is 30 crores. The others are 30 crores. Land is 55 crores, and salary and wages is also 55 crores. And that makes 360 crores. If you want, you can add it as well, right? So if you add, you will see that 100 plus 90 is 190. 190 plus 30 is 220. 220 plus 30 is 250. 250, and this is 110 actually. So 250 plus 110 also gives us 360, right? All right, so this is how we can, understand this whole set is about 360 crores cost. All right. Now we have, few questions which are in the next slide. Let me read a few, messages. Okay, Priyanka says she's in 9. Can she study this? Yes, Priyanka. Yes, why not? If you are, if you are looking to be, a successful lawyer, or you want to make a career in the field of law, then yes, CLAT is one of the tests you should write. CLAT UG. Okay. So yes, why not? You can start studying from now as well. All right. Good evening, Shreya. Good evening, all of you. I hope everyone is doing great at your end. Yes, you can write all of your questions as well in the chat. I'll keep, seeing your messages and try to reply each one of you. In fact, I will reply each one of you. Don't worry. Okay, moving to the question number 1. Good evening, Sakshi. Question number 1 is saying what percentage of the total project cost is spent on machinery sector? All right. What percentage of the total project cost is spent on machinery sector? All right. Where is machinery sector? Machinery sector is this 90 crores, right? And the total project cost is 360 crores. Such a simple question, guys. Okay, we have to find what that the machinery sector cost. Cost in the machinery sector is what percentage of the total project cost, right? This is the question is, all right? So the machinery cost, as we just saw in the previous slide, was 90 crores, all right? And the total project cost we know is 360 crores. So we just have to see that the 90 crores is what percentage of 360 crores, all right? And then we all know this is 1 by 4, in fraction 90 is 1/4 of 360, and 1 by 4 is nothing but 25%. Simple, right? So answer has to be 25%, which we know is which option? This is basically option number C. Such an easy question that was, right? Okay. Let's move to the next question now. Question number 2 is saying that what percentage of the total project cost is spent on the plant sector? Same kind of question, guys, right? Last time they were asking about the machinery sector. Now they're asking about the plant sector. So you can quickly take the screenshot of this, and why don't you solve this? Okay, it's a very simple question, right? Why don't you all try? Yes, Shreya, very good. Everyone, just take the screenshot of this pie chart, right, quickly, and then let's move to the question number 2 and just try to solve it once. Very easy question, right? I know a lot of you will give me the right answer. See, plant sector we all know is 100 crores, right? You have seen from the pie chart, I'm sure. And the total cost of the plant is, of this project is 360 crores, right? So in a way, we just have to find that 100 is what percentage of 360. Yes, Shreya, that's correct. Very good. Yes, guys, the answer is 28%. Let me show you how we can do that. The question says that what percentage of the total project cost is spent on the plant sector, right? So how much how much money is spent on the plant sector is 100 crores, and the total project is 360 crores, right? So what we have to do, we just have to find that plant is what percentage of, the cost on the plant sector is the total project cost, right? That's the only thing which you have to find out. Now the cost spent, the cost of the plant sector is how much? Is, we know 100 crores, right? And the total project cost is 360 crores. So in the end, we just have to find out that 100 is what percentage of 360, right? This is the only thing we have to find out. Now you see that 0, 0 will be cancelled out, then it is 10 upon 36, which you can further say as 5 upon 18, right? This will be 5 upon 80. Now, you can do what? You can say 5 into 1 by 18, right? 1 by 18, guys, if you know, this is approximately, 5.5 percentages, all right? That's approximately 5.5. Or you can also say that, 1 by 18 is half of 1 by 9. 1 by 9 is 11.11. So half of 11.11 is, again, 5.55 something, right? 5.55 or 5.5. It's all fine because we are writing anyways approximately, right? Now this multiplication should be 27.5% is approximately. As I said, we are working, on approximation. So both of them are, just fine. All right. If this is 27.5, then which option is the best? Option A definitely is the best option. We can, say that. Yes, Sakshi, very good. Very good, Ashia. Yes. Guys, it's always good to see, the answers in the chat, right? Okay. And if it is the correct answer, then it's, better. All right. So that was the question number 2. Let's move to question number 3. Now, this question is slightly challenging, right? Let me solve this for you because it's comparatively, better than the last 2 questions and more difficult and challenging as well. So, question says that if the cost on the plant sector increases by 5% due to the increase in the cost of the construction, now what will be the angle of the plant sector in the pie chart? All right. So, only the plant sector is increasing by 5% and we need to find the angle of the plant sector. I really hope you all know the meaning of the angle, right? See guys, what actually happens, this all angle is, how much is equal to 360 degrees, right? All of this angle is equal to 360 degrees, right? The sum of all the angles, right? So by the help of this, we can find the individual angles as well by using the individual, cost and the total cost of the project. We can find the angle of each sector, right? So this basically they're talking the angle of, each sector. All right. So in this question, what they are saying, they are trying to say that if the cost on the plant sector increases by 5%, right? Cost on the plant sector. All right, look at the plant sector. Plant sector is this one, okay? This cost is increasing by 5%. This is right now is 100 crores. If it increases by 5%, this must become, 105, or you can say it will increase by only 5. Simple, right? Let me write that. Okay. Right now, what is happening, guys? Before this increment, you can say that the plant sector is how much? The plant sector is 100 crores, right? The cost spent on the plant sector is 100 crores, and the total, cost of the project is how much? Total project cost is 360 crores right now, okay? Now, what is happening that the cost in the plant sector increases by 5%. So, if it is increasing by 5%, so what is 5% of 100 crores? We can say is 5 crores, simple, right? We can just say this is 5 crores, all right? So, the increment in the plant sector is 5 crores and the other sectors are not increasing their cost. That means the total project cost will also increase by only 5 crores because of this. Because the plant sector is increasing by 5 crores, so total, project cost will also increase by only 5 crores because the cost of no other, sector is increasing or decreasing, right? So guys, now the plant cost will be what? The new plant cost will be, let's write it here, new plant cost must be, we'll say 105 crores, right? And the new, total project cost will be how much? New total project cost will also increase by 5, so it will become 365, right? Simple. Total project cost will become 365. Now we have to find what? We have to find out that what is the angle of the plant sector in the pie chart, all right? Angle of the plant sector. Plant sector is 105, total project cost is 365, so you have to find the angle of the plant sector. Simple, guys. You just have to find the angle. How can we find the angle, all right? So basically, guys, as I told you, few minutes back, the angle of all the sector is how much? 360, right? And if we, have to find the percentage share, so we always say that the sum of all the percentages is 100, right? The sum of all the percentage share is 100. Similarly, the sum of all the angles is 360, all right? So this is how you can do that. Okay, remember, guys, whenever we have to find, the percentage share of something, what we do? We always write that A upon B into 100, right? Why 100? Because sum of all the percentage share is always 100. Now, suppose you have to find the, angle share, okay? Or you can say angle of a sector. Then similarly, we do what? We'll be writing A upon B into 360, right? Why? Because the sum of all the angles is 360. That's it. So, if you want to find the angle of any particular sector, so what we can write? The cost of that sector divided by the total cost of all the sectors and into 360, right? Because the sum of all the angles is 360. Similar to the percentage thing, we multiply by 100 because the sum of all the percentage share is 100, right? So this is simple logic which you can apply here, right? And it will become very easy after all of this. We'll say what? The angle of the plant sector will be how much? The angle of the plant sector will say what? The cost of the plant, right? Or you can say plant cost divided by the total project cost into 360, not 100, right? If it was percentage share, we multiply by 100. Since this is the angle, we multiply by 360. That's the only change. That's it, right? Okay, so what is the total? What is the plant cost? Now the plant cost has become 105. The total project cost has become 365 into 360, what we have to do, right, to find the angle. Now, this is the only calculation which you have to proceed, right, and how we can do that? Okay, we can go with the options as well. Look at the option. Oh, options are not supported. They are very close. You see that 101, 102, 3, 4. So, we have to, do some, calculation work. It's okay. See, guys, 360 and 365, luckily, they both are divisible by 5. This has to be 72 fives are, and this has to be 73 fives are, right? So we'll say 105 into 72 divided by 73, right? This is what we have to find out. All right. So what it should be 105 into 72. If you do multiplication, we'll find what? 105 into 72 or 72 into 105, same thing. 72 into 100 is 7200, and 72 into 5. What should it be? 72 into 5. You will say 72 into 10 by 2. 72 into 10 is 720, by 2 is 360. 360 and 7200, so 7560, right? 360 and 70 to 100 is 7560 divided by 73. So this should be the degree, right? Now if you try to simplify this, so first it will be divisible one time, 73, carry will be 2, 2, 6, then it will be 0 and then 260. So 73 threes are, will be the closest, right? We have 260 and 73 threes are is 219, all right? Now the carry will be 41, all right, then a 0. So after decimal point there will be a 0. Now 73 fives or 6 will be close to 410. So approximately we'll say that 103.5 degrees, and in that way the best option will be option number B, all right. So this is how we can do some basic calculation. Hope this is clear to everybody. Guys, just let me know if this is clear or not. All right, I really hope this must be clear, right? If not, you can write in the chat, okay? You can always write in the chat if there is any doubt. Till then, let's move to the next question, guys. Question number 4. Kind of a similar thing, which we learned in the previous question, kind of similar question. So why don't you try, isn't it, guys? Please try. Maybe you can take 1 or 1.5 minutes to solve this, right? Okay, let's take 2 minutes because this is slightly calculative, right? So I would give you 2 minutes to solve this. Everybody take 2 minutes. What is the confusion, Sakshi? If you can write, is it still there is some confusion? If there is, you can please write me. साक्षी, अभी भी कोई कंफ्यूजन है तो प्लीज़ लिखिए एक बार मुझे, राइट? देखिए, इसको आप परसेंटेज की तरह ट्रीट करिए, राइट? एंगल को भी देखिए, जब परसेंटेज होता है तो परसेंटेज शेयर्स का सम हमेशा 100 होता है, राइट? ओके साक्षी, विच क्वेश्चन यू आर सेइंग, थर्ड वन और फोर्थ वन? आप फोर्थ क्वेश्चन की बात कर रहे हो या फिर थर्ड की बात कर रहे हो जो मैंने करा दिया? अगर थर्ड में कोई डाउट है तो मैं रिपीट कर दूंगा, राइट? ओके क्वेश्चन 3 की आप बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, मैं एक बार रिपीट करता हूँ इससे, साक्षी, राइट? ध्यान से देखिएगा, देखिए मैंने आई जस्ट टोल्ड वन थिंग, व्हाट सी इन दिस क्वेश्चन फाइनली दे आर आस्किंग द एंगल ऑफ अ सेक्टर, राइट? So how do we define the angle of the sector? See, firstly let's understand how do we define the angle of the sector. So let's understand this with the percentage share, okay? Just like we find the percentage share, similarly we can find the angle share. Angle is also nothing but kind of a share, you can say that, right? So in percentage what we do, suppose you have to find that A is what percentage of B, right? So what we do, A upon B into 100. Why 100? because sum of all the percentage shares is always 100, right? Sum of all percentage shares. Okay. Now, similarly, if somebody asks about the angle distribution or angle share, so we do the same, A upon B into 360. Why? Because sum of all the angles, sum of the angle of all sectors is 360. That's why we multiply by 360. Sakshi, just let me know if this point is clear or not. साक्षी पहले आपको ये समझ में आया पॉइंट, क्योंकि ये मेन है राइट, दूसरा पॉइंट तो हो जाएगा आराम से. Both land and salary is 35 crores. Yes, both land and salary. But question number 3 में तो इसका कोई रोल नहीं है, right? Just a second. Maybe आप question 4 की बात कर रहे हो. अच्छा, Shreya is saying that. Okay, I thought Sakshi is saying. Yes, both are 55 crores. Yes, Shreya. Okay, Sakshi ji, इतना clear है आपको? Great. Okay, now let's move to the problem. Okay, question says what? The cost of plant increases by 5% due to the increase in the cost of construction. Now, what is the angle of plant sector? So remember, Sakshi, the plant cost of the plant sector was 100 crores in the beginning, right? In the pie chart, you will see that the cost of plant sector is given to us 100 crores and the total cost is 360 crores, right? So if this is increasing by 5%, so 5% of 100 is 5 crores. That means it becomes 105 crores. Simple. The new plant cost is 105 crores and the total project cost was 360 crores earlier. Now see, only the plant sector cost is increasing by 5 crore, right? So because of which the total project cost will also increase by 5 crore, obviously, right? If one sector is increasing, then it will affect the total cost as well. That means the total project cost now must be 365 crores. So in the end, we just have to find the angle of the plant cost with respect to the pie chart, right? So we'll write what? The new plant cost, angle of the plant sector is the new plant sector cost divided by the total project cost into 360, right? Now the new plant cost is written in 5, the new project cost is 365 into 360. This is the only thing we had to do, all right? Sakshi, hope this is clear now. Sakshi, just let me know if it is clear so that we can move to the next question. All right. Now question number 4. Okay. Let me solve this question as well. I haven't got any answer so far. So let's try to solve this one. So this one is saying there is an escalation of 10% in the salary and wages sector and reduction of 10% in the land sector. Then what is the new angle of the salary and wages sector? All right. Escalation means increment, right? Simple. If there is escalation means it is increasing, all right? Okay. Increase and decrease are same. Yes, Shreya, they are the same. Actually, because of language, it might be looking difficult, but it's actually a easy question, How? Escalation of 10% in salary and wages. So earlier the salary and wages was how much? Let's see that. Salary and wages was 55, right? And the cost of land is also 55. Okay. So earlier, salary and wages are how much? We are given to us 55 crores, right? And the cost of the land sector is how much? That is also given to us 55 crores. Simple as that, right? Now what happened? And the total cost, by the way, we should always write the total cost as well, because in the end we have to find, the angle of the sector, right? So the salary and wages increasing by 10%, right? All right. That means it becomes how much, by the way? It becomes, or you can say it increases by how much? It increases by 5.5 crores, right? Okay. Land is decreasing by 10%, right? So it decreases how much? 10% of 55 is also 5.5 crores, all right? So what will happen with the total cost, guys? Look at that. The other heads are not having any changes, right? Salary and wages increasing by 5.5, land is decreasing by 5.5. So the total cost will remain the same, the total project cost will not change at all. Is it or not, guys? Please let me know, is it correct or not? That the total cost remains the same. What do you all say about this? Hope you all understand that. The total cost remains the same, right? Okay, since the total cost remains the same, that actually becomes an easy question. Let me show you how. See, in the end, they're asking the new angle of salary and wages only. They're not asking the angle of the land. They're only asking the angle of salary and wages. So, guys, what will be the new, cost of the salary and wages sector? So, salary and wages sector new cost must be, earlier it was 55, now increases by 5.5. So, it should be 60.5 crores, right? It must become 60.5 crores. All right, now let's talk about the angle of this. So the angle of salary and wages, right, should be how much? We'll say it has to be the cost of salary and wages sector, right? The cost of salary and wages sector divided by the total project cost into 360, all right, into 360. This time, the good thing is that the total project cost is, is still 360, it does not change. So you can even, solve this without writing the formula. In fact, in this time, we don't need to write the formula. Total project cost is 360, salary and wages is 60.5 crores. So what should be the angle, guys? See, angle is always calculated with respect to 360, such as percentage share is calculated with respect to, I would say, 100. Similarly, the angle distribution is calculated always with respect to I would say what? With respect to with respect to 360, right? Yeah, I think you are right, Shreya. The option is wrong. Yes, Ashya. Yes, Ashya. The option is wrong. Okay, I think this is a typing error, right? The answer is 60.5 only. Just give me a minute, guys. Okay. So cost of salary and wages upon total project cost. So what shall we say? 60.5 is how many degrees of 360? It simply will say that 60.5 degrees, right? This is very simple. Or if you want to use a formula, then what would you say? The cost of salary and wages head is 60.5. The total project cost is still 360 into 360, right? Into 360 as well. So 360 will get cancelled out, right? And then we'll be left with only 60.5 in the end, right? We'll be left with only 60.5 degrees in the end. So we'll say 60.5 is the answer, option number, okay, let's just change this. This should be 60.5. I'm sure there is some typing error, right? This is 60.5, option A. Alright guys, don't worry, this is a typing error. Alright, this must be clear to everybody. Let's move to the next question now. If there is any doubt with this, just write me in the chat if there is any doubt, okay? Now let's try question number 5. All of you, please try question number 5. Yes, 60.5 is the answer, Sakshi. Very good. Okay, take 2 minutes to solve this question, everyone. Just take 2 minutes to solve this question. Successive वाला कैसे करेंगे? Okay, in question number 5 are you saying? Okay, I thought question number 4 you are saying. Yes, we can. we can use it, right? Only cat. Only cat, can you just write down your real name as well, right? Ashya is saying such thing happens in exam, then what do we do? Okay, in case such things are happening, usually it doesn't happen, by the way, Ashya, but let's say if it happens, okay, let's say if it happens, then what should we do? We should go with the closest option, right? Let's say this is written 50.5, 50.5 only, let's just assume that, right? And the answer is 60.5, so the closest one would be 58. Then we will choose 58, alright, Ashya? In such case, we will choose 58. But it will not happen, don't worry. In exam, these things do not happen. If it happens, then you will do, the way I just mentioned. Okay, Prabhat, your wish, right? All up to you. Alright guys, question number 5, Shreya has given the answer. Yes, Shreya, that's correct. And Ashia, yes, that is also correct. Very good, guys. Hope you understood, how to deal with the angles now, right? Okay, so what the question is saying, they are saying if administration costs are reduced by 5% and the 10% of the remaining administration costs are transferred to the other categories and there is no change in the total project cost, and what will be the new angle for administrative cost? Okay, the good thing is that there is no change in the total project cost, right? That's one of the best thing in this question, you can say that, because if the total project cost is not changing, then question is always easy to solve, right? Okay, so what we can say that administration costs are reduced by 5% first. So what is the administrative cost in the beginning? It is 30 crores. You can see that, right? It is 30 crores. So it should decrease by 10% is first. All right. Let's go here. So first administrative cost is how much? That was given 30 crores. Let me check that again. Yeah, that was 30%, right? That is 30%. And there is one head called others as well. About that they were talking, right? Which is also given 30 crores, right? Yeah, that is also given 30 crores. All right. So administrative cost is 30 crores, right? And the cost of others head is 30 crores. And the total project cost will say is 360 crores. All right. Now what happens? First, administrative costs are reduced by 5%. So what is 5% of 30 crores, guys? 10% of this is 3, 5% is 1.5. So decreases by 1.5 crores, right? Gives us 28.5 crores, all right? And the 10% of the remaining administrative costs are transferred to the other category. 10% of the remaining, by the way, remaining is how much now? 28.5, okay? The remaining is 28.5 and its 10% is transferred to the others category, all right? And there is no change happened. The question is to find the new angle of administrative cost. We only have to find the angle of administrative cost, right? So we really do not need to think about the cost of the other, head. We really need to work only on the cost of administrative sector, right? That's a good thing. So angle of the administrative cost will be what? The administrative cost divided by the total project cost into 360. Total project cost is 360 anyways. This is 360. The only thing we need to find is the cost of the administrative sector, right? And that we are almost there to finish, right? Okay, so what we did here, first it decreases by 5%, then the remaining administrative cost means 28.5 crore, right? and its 10% is being transferred to the other category. So what will be the 10% of this? The 10% of this should be 2.85 crores. So basically 10% is, decreases of administrative costs. 2.85 crores of this is how much? So 28.5 minus 2.85, it's 26.5 minus, then they will say 26 minus 0.35 is 25.65, all right? It must be 25.65, all right? So this will be the final, administrative cost. The other cost must increase by, we will still say 2.85 crores. But guys, we really do not care about this, right? We only need to work on the angle of the administrative cost. So why do we even care about the other heads, isn't it? So let's quickly find this, all right? The angle of the administrative cost. The cost of administrative sector is 25.65 crores now. Total project cost is 360 into 360. 360 got cancelled out. It must be in the end 25.65 degrees. That's it. So we can say this is the answer, and the closest option we have is option number C, 25.7. all right, so this is how we solve this question. Hope this is clear to everybody. If not, quickly write to me. If there is any doubt, just write to me, guys. Alright guys, maybe we should go ahead, right, with the next set, alright. No message, so I'm assuming that this is clear to each one of you. Any doubt, you can write me, okay, in the chat. Now, moving to the next set, that is about the bar graph, right. Let's see what it says. It says that the bar chart given below shows a production of different dress materials, alright. It shows the production of the different dress materials in hundreds from 6 cities during the years 2015 and 16, alright. So we have 2 years, 15 and 16, in the bar graph. 15 is this one, you can see. This is the 15, the lighter one, and 16 is the shaded one, right? Okay, or you can say white and black. White is 15, black is 16. So we have 6 cities, and we are given the production of the different dress materials in hundreds from these 6 cities. So this is the production of dress material in hundreds, right? So you can see that the data here given. Now trying the questions. So question number 1 says, what is the ratio of the production of the dress material in city B for year 2016 to that in city D for year 2015? All right. So ratio of the production of the dress material in city B for 16, right? City B for 2016. So this is city B. City B, and 16 is with the black color. So this is given production is 325 hundreds, right? We can say this is 325 hundreds. All right, writing this here, 325 hundreds. What about city D in year 2015? City D is here, 2015 is here. So this is 425 hundreds. So we can say this should be 425 hundreds. All right, 425 hundreds. Now we just have to find the ratio, right? So we'll say the ratio is 32500 is to 42500, all right. So 00 got cancelled out. In 325 and 425, 25 is common. Cancelling 25 will give us how much? Okay, 25 ones are 25, and then 75 is 3 jar. Here, 25 ones are 25, 75 is, then there will be 175, sorry, 175 divided by 25 is 17. So the ratio is 13:17, which is option number B. You can say a simple question once again. Hope that's clear to everybody. Yes guys, simple question indeed, right? Okay, so this is it. Now let's quickly move to the next problem, all right. The next problem with us is question number 7. Why don't you try this? If you want, just take a screenshot, alright? Quickly take a screenshot of the bar graph and try to solve the question number 7. I don't think it should take more than 1.5 minutes. Maximum 1.5 minutes I can, provide you. Alright guys, the answer is option D. Yes, option D is the answer. Okay, 2 students have given the answer. The question says that the total production of the dress materials in city E and city F for year 2015 is what percentage of the total production of dress materials in city C and city D for the same year that the question is given. Alright. Total production of dress material in city E and city F for the year 2015 is what percent of the total production of dress material in city C and city D for the same year. Alright. In city E and F and 15. Okay, let's write this first. Okay, we need to find the total production of city E and F. Alright, in 2015. In 2015 is what percentage of the total production of dress material in city C and D for the same year, right? So this is what we have to find out. That this is what percentage of this. Let's quickly find out the data, right? The numbers. We just have to do some, calculation. E and F in 2015 is where? Okay, so E is here and F is here. 2015 means white color. So 375 plus 350. Let me write this first. 375 plus 350. Similarly, let's work on the remaining 2 companies, C and D, in 15 as well. So C and D is here in 2015 is 475 plus 425. Alright, 475 plus 425 is how much? That we can say is 900. Okay, so the denominator is 900 and the numerator should be how much? See, 352s are, you can say this is 350 plus 25. 350 plus 350 is 700 and 25 is 725. So finally we have to find out the 725 is what percentage of 900. Again guys, we can do in a lot of ways, but the best way I think this time is just multiplying by 100. because denominator, is a multiple of 100. That's why, I'm using it. So 100 by 900 is basically 1 by 9. We can say this is 725 by 9 percentage, right? So 72 upon 9 is actually 8, right? And then 0, and then a decimal point. Now 5 by 9, we'll say what? 9, 5 is 45, 9 6 is 54, so approximately 5. And we can say the answer has to be approximately 80.5 percentages. All right. Okay, let's see which is the best option. The best option here is option number D, which you can have. All right. Hope that's clear to everyone. Is there any doubt, guys? You can quickly write me, right? Otherwise, let us move to the next question which we have. Question number 8, right? Everyone just write down if there is any doubt with question 7. Till then, I'm going to solve question number 8, all right? Question 8 says that the average production of the dress materials in A, B, C in 16 is what percentage of the average production of the dress material in D, E, and F in 2015. Okay, so they're saying the average production of A, B, and C in 2016, right, is what percentage of the average production of the D, E, and F, all right, in 2015, right? This is what we need to find out in percentages, obviously, right? Okay, so guys, what do you mean by the average? Average is what? The sum of the quantity divided by the number of the quantities. So average of ABC will be what? The sum of ABC divided by 3, that is the average, simple. And the average of DEF is what? The sum of DEF divided by 3 again, right? And they both, this one we have to calculate in 2016, and this one we have to calculate with respect to 2015. Now, you see that 3 is common, must be cancelled out, right? And this is how we can save some time, because, if you do not cancel 3, we have to do some extra calculation. If you divide by 3, we'll definitely save our time in terms of calculation. How do we do that? Sum of ABC in 16 divided by DE, the sum of DEF in 2015, and then its percentages. This is the only thing which you have to do now. So let's quickly find these values. The sum of ABC in 16. Okay, looking at the bar graph, ABC in 16 means a black color, right? So 525, 325, 550. Let's find the sum here only, right? So 525 plus 325 is how much? We'll say 850, right? Now 850 plus 550 is 900, plus 500 is 1400. All right, so we'll say the sum is 1400 for the numerator part, right? Coming to the denominator part, the sum of the DEF in 2015. So DEF is here in 2015 means a white color. So 425, 375, 350. 425 plus 375 is 800. 800 plus 350 is 1150, right? So let's put it here, 1150. So in the end, guys, we just have to find out that 1400 is what percentage of 1150. That's the last question left, right? Okay, now how do we calculate? Pretty simple, guys. To calculate this, you can either multiply by 100, or we can do some simplification first. If we do some simplification, right, so 0 will be cancelled out. In 115 and 145 is common, so we'll say this is 28, and the denominator must be 23. So we just have to find out that 28 is what percentage of 23. Guys, here the best I think will be if you multiply by 100, right? So we'll say this is 2800 upon 23 percentage, right? Let's see what do we get. So this is what? Start dividing. So first there is 1, then 50. So 23 into 2 is 46, which is less than 50. Then the carry is remainder is 4, and then 40. Again there is 1. Now there will be remainder 17. Now there is decimal, and 17 will be 170. So 23 how many times is close to 170? Or 140? Or you can do one more thing. Why do we even calculate? We just know that it's 121 point something, right? So the best option has to be option number C over here, right? The best option is option number C. Yes, Shreya, very good. Alright guys, so this is how we can say the best choice is option C. A bit of option checking, option checking can be used, simple. Okay, so this is how we are able to, solve question number 8 as well. Okay, moving to question number 9. Everyone try question number 9 now, okay? I want you to try this time. You can take 2 minutes to solve this. Oh, I think 2 minutes will be, you know, more than required. 1 minute will be sufficient. Everybody try this question in just 1 minute. Easy question, by the way, right? Same year. No, 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 it's completed. Question is fine. Okay, if nothing much is mentioned, then it is understood that they are talking about the same year, right? Same year means 2016. All right, Shreya, if nothing is mentioned, then we consider that the data is for the same year. The answer is option A. Yes, the answer is option A. Simple question, guys. Okay, let me solve that. They're saying the difference between the total production of the dress materials in cities A, C, and E together and the total production of the dress material in cities B, D, and F for the year 2016. So it's understood that the first data we have to take only for 2016, right? So the first combination of the cities is A, C, and E. The second combination of the cities is B, D, and F. We have to consider only for 2016, and then we have to find the difference. All right. Okay, let's go to the table. Bar graph. Let's see about A, C, and E. So A is how much? A is, okay, 2016 means a black one, right? A is 525, C is 550, E is 475. Let's do the summation here only, right? So guys, 525 and 475 will give us 1000. 1000 and 550 will give us 1550, all right? So let's write it 1550 for the, first group. Second group, B, D, and F. All right, let's see that 2016 B, D, and F. So B is 325, D is 475, and F is 400. Okay, 325, 475 gives us 800, right? 800 plus 400 is 1200, right? Okay, so this should be 1200. That's it. Now guys, if you remember in the beginning, we were given that the total production is given in the thousands, right? So we, follow, write two more zeros in the end of the data, right? Or both the numbers. Now we do the subtraction, okay? Now look at the difference here. The difference is how much? So three zeros means 0, 0, 0. 155 minus 120 is, we'll say 35. So answer has to be option A, 35,000 over here. All right? Yes, option A is the answer. Very good, Shreya. Very good, Ashia and Sakshi. All right, let us proceed to the next question of the set, right? It says calculate the total production of the dress materials in cities A, C, and E together for both the years. All right, total production of the dress material in cities A, C, and E together for both the years. All right, and in hundreds means you do not need to write 00 in the end. Okay, A, C, and E for both the years, right? A, C, E for both the years. Okay, guys, if you remember, we have already found in 2015 for this, all right, in the last question. Sorry, that was 2016. We have already found for 2016 the last question, that was 1550, in hundreds. So we only need to find that sum in 2015, okay? So that will be an easy task, obviously. We only need to find in 2015 for A, C, and E, all right? So look at that. A is how much? 400, right? C is how much? 475. E is how much? 375. 475, 375 will give us 850, all right? And 850 plus 400 is 1250, right? So this will give us 1250. So 1250 in 2015 and 1550 in 2016. That gives you the sum how much? 50 is 100. So let's say 1600 plus 1200 is 2800. That's it. So we'll say that the total production in both the years together is 2800, which is option number D. Simple question, right? All right, hope that's clear to everybody, right? And this is how we can solve this question as well. Okay, so guys, that was all about this set. We discussed two sets today as well. This is where I think we can end this live session as well. Next session will be coming up again, and we'll be discussing some more interesting sets. Probably in the next few sessions, I'm going to start, discussing the previous year questions as well, which can be very much, helpful for you, so that, you will actually be, you'll be able to see that what kind of questions are coming in previous years, and that helps us a lot, especially, you can say psychologically. So yes, we'll be discussing some previous year sets in the, upcoming sessions. All right. This is all for the day, guys. If there is any doubt you have, right, you can write me. And if you want to ask me anything in the chat box or after in the comment sections after the session, that is also you can ask me. Till then, thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. Thank you, Shreya.